Hi, this is Brandon Nicholson with Affiliate Smiths. I'm pleased to present you with our new Mailhouse solution for multi-tenant systems. In our industry, the problems we face are with high-priced mail, with managing mail for several clients, and with tracking letters. We have put together our own solution that resolves all of these problems, and yes, even the price. Let's go ahead and get started with how our API works, and even walk through some tests. Our API is simple and secure, using just HTTP GET calls and JSON responses. As you can see, I have a web page open already. The web page has pretty much everything you're going to need to do an integration. There are only 2 API calls, plus we have a webhook, and you'll see why here shortly. Let's go ahead and dive in. The first method we need to talk about today is letter create. This method allows you to easily create a mailing from a PDF file and just a few extra parameters. Each of our API methods accepts HTTP GET calls. You'll be assigned a private key from us, Affiliate Smiths, that you must keep secret. This key shouldn't be anywhere visible to the public within your system. Along with the private key, you'll need to send the method name. In this case, it's letter create. Next, you'll include your local letter ID. This is the letter ID that's generated from your database. Your customer ID, likewise, generated from your database, and your company ID. These are not required fields, but they are very useful for reference and tracking purposes later on. Next, you're going to specify the to and from addresses. Pretty straightforward. Finally, the source file. This should contain a web-accessible URL to a PDF file. Alternatively, you can send the raw HTML in this field. It may take a little bit longer to process, but that is an acceptable solution as well. Lastly, your mail type. We currently support first class and certified. Both types of mail return tracking information, but only certified will provide a signature and proof of delivery. So let's go ahead and run a test. As you can see, I have the details for a sample letter queued up here. This is an exact replica of the sample call, our API documentation. Alright, let's go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, as you can see, we have a success message here, we have our mailing ID, and we have an expected delivery date. You want to save this mailing ID for reference purposes later, but it's not absolutely necessary that you save it, and the reason why will be explained here shortly. But let's go ahead and dive into our next web method. The next method is letter get. This method was created for reference purposes. It will give you all the details about a mailing based on the mailing ID. As you can see, simply send in your private key, your method, and the mailing ID, and it'll give you your results. Let's go ahead and talk about the response here. At first, it may look like it's pretty intimidating and a lot of information, but in reality, it's pretty straightforward. You've got your tracking number, your to and from addresses, your customer and company details that you sent to us, and the tracking entries. In this case, we have 4 tracking entries. They'll tell you when the letter was mailed, when it was in transit, when it was in the local area, and if you've selected certified, when it's been delivered. If you select first class mail, you can reliably trust that delivery happened by the end of the day when it's marked as in local area, because the USPS is telling us that a mail carrier has the letter in the field. Last but not least, let's talk about our webhook. If you provide Affiliate Smiths with a webhook URL, we'll send you all the tracking events in real time as they happen. When you get these webhook posts, you'll use your letter ID to determine which letter it belongs to in your database, and you can track your entries how you see fit. That's all there is to know about our API. Let us know if you have any questions, and we can't wait to get you started. Have a great day.